Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Friday, TGIF. It is May the 16th, and we are here to look at the new releases that have been published this week. On Fridays, it's Freeform Fridays, so we'll look at the rest of the cozy mysteries that we didn't get to on Monday. But then there were two nonfiction that caught my attention that were published this week as well, so we will start with those. Quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I will next have sprints tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Today is actually my husband Steve's birthday, so we will probably do some kind of dinner. Good morning, Elena. How you doing? She says, Happy Friday. Today is May 16th, 2025. It is. And Elena says, Yippee! I agree. I agree. And Helen says, Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Helen. Hope your day has been going good. Shall we jump in? Ron Chernow has a new monstrous biography, and I say monstrous because you will see. This is about Mark Twain, who has a lot to write about. This book is called Mark Twain. It is 1,200 pages in hardcover, 1,200 pages. Before he was Mark Twain, he was Samuel Langhorne Clemens, born in 1835, the man who would become America's first and most influential literary celebrity. Spent his childhood dreaming of piloting steamboats on the Mississippi, but when the Civil War interrupted his career on the river, the young Twain went west to the Nevada Territory and accepted a job at a local newspaper writing dispatches that attracted attention for their brashness and humor. It wasn't long before the former steamboat pilot from Missouri was recognized across the country for his literary brilliance, writing under a pen name that he would immortalize, etc. Kyo, stop. Kyo. Kyo is looking quite loudly. And the other nonfiction that caught my attention was The Art Spy by Michelle Young. I believe actually it's fiction, but based on true facts. Let's see. Set in Paris during World War II, uncovers how an unlikely heroine infiltrated the Nazi leadership to save the world's most treasured masterpieces. On August 25, 1944, Rose Valland, a woman of quiet daring, found herself in a desperate position. From the windows of her beloved Jeu de Paume museum, where she had worked and ultimately spied, she could see the battle to liberate Paris thundering around her. The Jeu de Paume, co-opted by Nazi leadership, was now the Germans' final line of defense. Would the museum curator be killed before she could tell the truth? A story that would mean nothing less than saving humanity's cultural inheritance. This is based on troves of previously undiscovered documents. So I thought that sounded interesting. All right. Hi, Emily. Oh, I was just listening to Ron Chernow on NPR talking about his book. Aha! 1,200 pages. Of course, this is something that you're used to, but I bet that book is a chonker when you go to the bookstore. Also, hi, everyone. Hello, Emily. Happy Friday. All right, we are jumping into the rest of the cozy mysteries for Monday. Ghost in the Brew by E.L. Oakes. When a new cafe opens in San Moro, Cammie's favorite haunt, Reese's Coffee and More is in danger. She teams up with her friends Mallory, Maury, and Reese to make a plan, but faster than she can say double latte, she's roped into helping the new cafe owner, Wyatt, investigate strange activity in his newly remodeled building. Cammie rallies her friends and family into supporting Reese, and for a moment it looks like Reese's problems will be solved, but there's more trouble brewing. When Wyatt is found dead and Cammie's fingerprints are all over the murder scene, she finds herself in the middle of a dangerous game. With Reese missing and detectives Dortmund and Brittle right behind her, Cammie delves deeper into the mystery and accidentally rips open the lid on a decade-old San Amaro secret that threatens to tear her friendship with the detectives apart. Cammie will need the help of her family friends and Everett's haunted helmet to solve the murder before it's too late. A Fatal Bouquet by Nancy Pennick, fourth in the Pearl Hotel Cozy Mystery Series. And there's a note, this can be read as a standalone read. When Serena Tate's ex-husband and his new fiancée insist on holding their wedding at the exclusive Pearl Hotel, they turn to Serena for her connections to make it happen. No. But when the bride is found dead hours before the ceremony, the guest list turns into a suspect list, with everyone from the groom to the wedding planner harboring secrets. To make matters worse, Serena's old nemesis, Detective Bill Mitchell, sets his sights on her as the prime suspect. With the clock ticking and her freedom on the line, Serena enlists the help of her best friends Mia and Lily to unravel the mystery before she finds herself walking down the aisle to jail. August Treasure. This is book 8 in Tim Brown Mysteries. Short and sweet. It says, while trying to learn to enjoying being a bit more indolent, newspaper editor Tim Brown bumps into a puzzle. The puzzle leads to a mystery, and solving it gains him a new cohort of conspirators. Delightfully vague. End of that row. An Auction of Secrets by Victoria Tate, first in the Cotswold Antique Mysteries series. Good morning, Kim. How are you? Any plans for the weekend? And Emily, I can't do 1,200 pages of nonfiction. That would have to be something to, give yourself a year to read. Jump in whenever you feel like it. Unless you are absolutely either Mark Twain fan or a nonfiction, this is what all you read kind of person. That is very true. Dottie Sayers is back, but some truths should never go under the hammer. Taking over a prestigious Cotswold auction house should be a dream come true for antiques expert Dottie Sayers, but when a scandal involving its owners hit the headlines, the business teeters on the brink of collapse, and Dottie must fight to keep its doors open. Amid the cluttered antiques and dusty heirlooms of a routine house clearance, Dottie uncovers a discovery to a long-concealed secret, but as she digs deeper, it becomes clear someone will do anything to keep the truth from coming to light. Dottie's best friend, Kia Varma, is balancing life as the owner of the bustling Waterwheel Cafe with her first job as a crime scene manager. But what starts as a nervous first assignment soon pulls her into a case that connects unexpectedly to Dottie's unsettling discovery. And who would put an antique vase right next to a cat? Yes, they're not on a table, but it's right next to the cat. Killer Granola, a Sea Glass Beach Mystery, book number 3 by Amelia Pine. Bonus recipes included. In the quaint coastal town of Sea Glass Beach, California, the annual Earth Fest is meant to celebrate nature, not end lives. But when a batch of homemade granola poisons local composting queen Wanda the Worm Lady, I wouldn't like that name, the festival takes a deadly turn. As suspicions swirl, Paige Andrews enlists her beachside dining club to uncover the truth. As Paige wrestles with her newly opened hat shop and a tempting opportunity from a fashion magazine, she finds herself embroiled in a murder investigation that threatens to ruin both her business and her budding romance with veterinarian Adam. Paige must untangle a web of deceit before her dreams and perhaps her future crumble like, granola. Put Another Crime in the Jukebox baby. This is second in the Sunny Side Up Mysteries by Misty Simon. With her dream of opening a diner in her small hometown realized, Jax Tapman finally feels like her life is on the right track. She and her best friend and business partner Danny have lots of customers. Things are promising with her new boyfriend Elliot, and she's looking forward to a relaxing evening at the local movie theater with Danny and her bestie's mom. Unfortunately, there's one thing that can always ruin a gal's good mood: murder. When the curtain goes down on the film, Jax finds a woman's dead body in the front of the theater. Worse yet, the victim was last seen alive in a knockdown, drag-out fight with Danny's mom. Suddenly, Danny's desperate. Her mom's a suspect, and Jax finds herself caught up in another murder investigation that has her in way over her head. She quickly finds that diving into the history of the two older women is not as easy as whipping up the fluffy pancakes everyone loves on a Sunday morning. Between the secrets, lies, and a pair of mysterious keys Jax finds hidden in her vintage jukebox, she's not sure who to trust. With her friendship on the line and danger closing in, it's up to Jax to uncover the truth or die trying. Keo, your friends are barking. And Elena says, I'm excited for the weekend. Whee! Do you have any plans, Elena? Are you going to do anything special? Rosemary and Rage by Carly Winter, 7th in the Haywood Herbalist Cozy Mysteries. After a year of adventures, Sam and Jordan are ready to settle down in the small town of Haywood, Arizona. The fixer-upper they've purchased seems like the perfect project until Jordan's renovations lead to more than just a leaky roof, and they need to hire some help. Shocking. When one of the contractors is found murdered in their garage, Sam realizes this small project is about to become a much bigger problem than she could have imagined. With the killer possibly lurking close to home and using cutting-edge technology for sinister reasons, Sam teams up with her quirky friends to uncover the truth. But the clock is ticking and the culprit isn't keen on leaving loose ends. Can Sam untangle the mystery before her new home becomes a deadly trap? Did you not see the money pit? End of that row. Now, this sounds like a Cajun title. Wedding Bells in Lower Dimblebrook. 5th in the Isabel Darby Cozy Village Mysteries by Julie Butterfield. Izzy finds herself caught in the middle of yet another chilling mystery in Lower Dimblebrook when she agrees to help her friend plan the perfect wedding at the stately Snowberry Hall. Instead of flowers and cake tasting, Izzy finds herself surrounded by dead bodies. Are the May brides being targeted? Is this about wedding dates and doves? D.I. Wainwright is finding it hard to believe that the length some women will go to for the wedding of their dreams, but even he has to admit something isn't right. If someone behind the series of strange deaths is someone behind the series, there's a comma in there that shouldn't be there. Is someone behind the series of strange deaths haunting Snowberry Hall? Will Izzy and her grumpy detective find the answer before another bride-to-be is killed? And will this put the pair off weddings forever? You should not throw commas indiscriminately around. They have a purpose. You just can't go dropping them willy-nilly. Lena reading a book. Oh, that's a very good weekend plan. I like that one. Funny Story by Emily Henry. Ooh, good author. And Kim, no plans other than reading. Oh my goodness, these are wonderful plans. I also have these plans and crocheting. Witch Familiar Curse by Paula Lester, 4th in the Superior Bay Witch Doctor Mysteries. Dr. Willow Morgan just wanted to celebrate her engagement, not find a body in her father's old workshop. But when Esme Darnell, her aunt's estranged friend and a secretive magical herbalist, turns up dead under suspicious circumstances, Willow's special brand of trouble begins all over again. The magical community is buzzing, the protection charms are on high alert, and someone's clearly willing to kill for something. Now with her talkative border collie, her two best friends, and her chaotic new sister in tow, Willow will need to juggle running two veterinary clinics, fending off a shady businessman, and tracking down a rogue familiar, all while planning a wedding if the killer doesn't get to her first. Fur and Fury, 24th in the Reg Rollins Psychic Investigator series by P.D. Workman. And it's 553 pages, and this is book 24? Holy cow. You get your money's worth on this one for $3. Step into the town of Black Sands, where centuries-old tension between warlocks and werewolves are about to ignite into an all-out war. Prepare yourself for a gripping tale of magic mystery and the fierce struggle for power. Step into the town of Black Sands, where centuries-old tensions between, we just said that, Reg Rollins is no stranger to danger, but when tensions reach a boiling point, she finds herself at the heart of an escalating conflict. Reg never wanted to be a hero. As a psychic who doesn't fit neatly into any magical category, she's always stayed on the fringes of the supernatural world. But when a peace summit between rival factions sours, Reg finds herself caught in the middle of a dangerous conflict. Warlocks with centuries of knowledge, werewolves with primal strength, and Reg with the power to see what others cannot. With the fate of both factions hanging in the balance, Reg discovers that an ancient artifact capable of reversing Corvin's curse lies within the werewolves' territory. With so much on the line, Reg must put her own safety on hold and focus on her efforts to reconcile the opponents. I was thinking Reg was the guy on the cover, but maybe it's the wolf? I don't know. Reg is a girl. Slander in Somerset by M. Culler. This is 4th in the Millipon Mortlake Cozy Historical Mysteries. It's springtime in Somerset, and Daphne Noble is enjoying her first romance with her recently acquired suitor, Mr. Gainsworth. She just wishes the rest of the village wasn't observing their courtship with a feverish interest, especially not when there are so many other things to study, like the lovely new police constable or the first practices of the MUM Rugby Club. Won't anything distract these nosy villagers? A murder, perhaps? When the flashy young cousin of Mrs. Parker is found dead on the train from London to Mortlake, everyone recalls the girl had a penchant for big talk about her dalliances with rich men in the big city and her plans for a pampered life as a wealthy wife. Suspicion falls upon mill owner Harry Peckham, and Daphne expects the village's new constable to spring into action to investigate and clear his name. Sadly, it turns out that Constable Cranford is all thumbs when it comes to murder, although he's excellent at drinking vast quantities of tea with the ailing and elderly of the village. It's left to Daphne and Mr. Gainsworth to ride to the rescue and save Mr. Peckham from the slanderous accusations made by the victim's family, and find the real killer before Constable Cranford arrests the wrong man. Can they investigate a crime and keep the romance alive, or will the strain snap Cupid's arrows just as they've made their mark? End of that row. 2 more to go. We're going to make it. The Silversmith's Puzzle by Nev March, 4th in the Captain Jim and Lady Diana Mysteries. In 1894 colonial India, Lady Diana's family has lost their fortune in a global financial slump, but even worse, her brother Adi is accused of murder. Desperate to save him from the gallows, Captain Jim and Lady Diana rush back to Bombay. However, the traditional Parsi community finds Jim and Diana's marriage taboo and shuns them. The dying words of Adi's business partner, a silversmith, are perplexing. As Captain Jim peels back the curtains on this man's life, he finds a trail of unpaid bills, broken promises, lies, and secrets. Why was the silversmith so frantic for gold, and where is it? What awful truth does it represent? Last one for this week. Death in the Cards by Mia P. Manansala. Danica Dizon is a natural problem solver. Thanks to her private investigator mom and mystery author dad, she's equipped with the skills to offer guidance to anxious classmates who come to her for a tarot reading between classes, for a price, of course. But when one of her clients vanishes shortly after they're dealt a death card, the girl's younger sister, Gabby, begs Danica to figure out what went wrong. Danica takes on the case, thinking it's the perfect way to prove to her parents that she should be an official investigator in the family's detective agency, like Veronica Mars. What starts as a compelling challenge quickly devolves into something darker, as Danica and Gabby peel back layer after layer of the secret life the missing girl has been living, a life that those involved would do anything to keep from being revealed. And that is all we have for this week. Perhaps there are some things that maybe caught your attention to look into more. Next week, we'll look at a whole new batch. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for watching. If you're watching now, thank you very much. It is early in the morning in some places, and if you're watching it later, thank you very much. You have time to look at some books instead of anything news or sports or anything. Appreciate that. Again, I don't have any sprints tonight. Our next sprints are tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern. They go for 5 hours. So I hope you have a good Friday. If I don't see you, have a very good weekend. Enjoy spring. And Kim is saying, have a great day. Thank you, thank you. Back at you, baby. Thank you. Just looked at me like, what are you saying? Thank you very much. Have a good day. As the banner says, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom, nom, nom. God bless.